The Talmud and other parts of the Torah are full of debates. Most of Jewish literature is written in a question and answer form. Even if there are no two parties which are arguing with each other, authors often ask questions and answer them on their own. Sometimes you can find that after his response to his opponent or to his own question, a person would add vedochek, which can be roughly translated with a stretch. That is, he admits that his answer is not fully satisfactory. It's barely an answer. In yeshiva, our teacher insisted that we would understand questions before we would get to the answers. And if, in our eyes, this wasn't a good question, then we did not really understand it. He told us, if you were asked a question, you can give an answer which is not fully satisfactory, but you cannot ask a question which is not fully satisfactory. In debates, a question is an attempt to refute something. If your question is a question with a stretch, then you don't have a claim. We see a similar picture in the court system. In order for someone to be found guilty, his guilt has to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. That is, if the prosecutor has a charge but it's not a very good one, this person will not be convicted. A question with a stretch is not a question. An allegation with a stretch is not an allegation. A prosecutor, in theory, can bring any charges against anyone. If his allegations are not good enough, then this judge will simply dismiss the case. But prosecutors have an ethical obligation to bring only cases that have, in their eyes, solid evidence. Because an accusation which is not fully satisfactory is not an accusation. A prosecutor even is not allowed to hide exculpatory evidence from the court. If during his investigation he came across a detail which is in favor of the accused person's acquittal, he is obligated to disclose it, even though it is against his own interests. At one time, opponents of Hasidism wanted to come out with an official curse towards Hasidim. And to do that, they sent messages to all the famous rabbis of Europe to take part in it. They were told to say that the Vilna Gaon himself, Rabbi Eliyahu, was behind this project, even though this was not true. When they came to Rabbi Mordechai of Shklov, he refused to put his signature, even though he did not like Hasidim. The messenger was trying to persuade him. But this curse was written by the Vilna Gaon himself, and we call him an angel. Rabbi Mordechai replied, when our forefather Avraham was supposed to sacrifice his son Yitzchak, God himself came to tell him to do that. When Abraham had to stop at the last moment to save his son, an angel came to tell it to him. If God can send angels, as he did the second time, why did he have to come himself to Abraham in the beginning? In order to do good to someone, in order to save someone, it is enough to hear it from an angel. But in order to harm someone, to do something against someone else, you have to hear it from God himself. Hearing it from an angel is not good enough.